Hello friends, welcome to my channel Physics with Rakshi. In the present video, we will see one of the fascinating objects of physics as well as cosmology, that is black hole. According to book Theory of Everything authored by Stefan Hawking, we know that black hole is kind of object whose gravitational pull is so strong that even light cannot escape from its event horizon, and that is why we call it black hole. Study of black hole is not new. It was also studied before 200 years. Let us see. In 1783, scientist John Michell first pointed out that a star which was massive as well as compact would have strong gravitational pull in such a way that even light cannot escape. And nowadays, we call such kind of star as a black hole. Same concept was proposed by Laplace simultaneously at the same time. Thereafter, in 1969, John Wheeler first used black hole term for end state of stellar collapse. People at that time, people were studying wave particle duality of quantum mechanics, and people were also interested how does gravity respond to the light. First of all, you have to understand stellar collapse or life cycle of star to understand black hole completely. There are 12 phases in life cycle of star, right from nebula to dust cloud, globule, protostar, brown dwarf star, main sequence star, red giant, white dwarf, black dwarf, supernova, neutron star, and in the end, black hole. Any star that reaches to end state of black hole will pass from all these phases. Then and then we can have black hole. So what happens when large amount of gas, that is hydrogen gas, collapse because of its own gravitational pull? It will contract and make transition to various phases that I have mentioned here. We know that in stars core there is a thermonuclear fusion happening, and that is why star could survive for many years. Here there is a balance between outward radiation pressure and inward gravitational pull, and that is why star can last for long period. It means the more massive star is, the more hotter it is, and more quickly it will consume its fuel. So it can survive for shorter period. Our star sun is average mass star. That is why it can survive for longer period than more massive star. Thereafter, in 1920s, people started to study various phases of stellar collapse more deeply. In 1924, Indian origin theoretical physicist S. Chandrasekhar proposed that or gave concept that mass limit of star for particular stage. Any star which has mass less than 1.4 solar mass cannot convert into black hole. For any star which has more mass than 1.4 solar mass may have possibility to convert into black hole. So he gave mass limit of star for stellar collapse, and he was at that time working under the guidance of Arthur Eddington, who was famous observer and astronomer. At that time, people believed that only three persons can understand general theory of relativity, including Einstein, Arthur Eddington, any other. So after Chandrasekhar limit, people understood the various phases of stellar collapse. How? Let us see. When star gets or becomes more small, the metal particle get very near to each other, and we know that Pauli's exclusion principle doesn't allow same mass particle with same velocity. So particles which have same mass must have different velocity, and then they would survive in any system. So same position and velocity. For matter particles, same mass matter particle must have different velocities. So they move away from each other in this system because of repulsive force. Earlier in stellar phases, gravity was balanced by radiation pressure before the state of white dwarf. After white dwarf, this gravitational force is balanced by repulsion due to Pauli's exclusion principle at certain stages. Even after these stages, nobody can halt gravitational pull to convert these stars into black hole. In dense phases, repulsion pressure is less than gravity. So star of mass which is having 1.4 solar mass would not be able to support itself against its own gravity, and that we call Chandrasekhar limit. And that is why main sequence star will be converted into white dwarf star after red giant phase. So mass less than this limit means star stables in white dwarf phase whose radius is of the order of few thousand miles and its density is hundreds of tons per cubic inch. Here, electron degeneracy pressure is responsible for its survival. Thereafter, more massive stars will be converted into neutron star where neutron degeneracy pressure is responsible for survival of neutron stars, which are having radius of only 10 miles and densities of the order of 100 million per cubic inch. You can understand how much denser such kind of object is. We are talking about neutron star. Thereafter, physicists, at that time, physicists were not willing to accept such kind of results, including Einstein. So physicists, including Einstein, were unwilling to accept these results. After years of observation, after advancement of technology, physicists accepted this concept, and in 1983, Chandrasekhar got Nobel Prize for its theoretical discovery. In 1939, Robert Oppenheimer explained it according to general theory of relativity. In 1960s, again people started this research. In that mid-era, people removed this kind of concept from study as people people were unwilling to accept results like black hole that denies the concept of general theory of relativity and quantum mechanics. After some study and after some observations, people accepted it and again, after 1960s, people again started research in this research topic. So what happens as the star contracts, its gravitational field of surface becomes so strong that light cones get bent more inward towards event horizon. It makes more difficult for light to escape. We are talking about middle phase before black hole. So what happens? Light appears dimmer and redder. An observer at a distance cannot observe such kind of object clearly as light becomes dimmer and redder. Eventually, light cone bends inward so much that light cannot escape or light no longer escape. So this is the schematic diagram of black hole. Here dot represents the singularity which is hidden by event horizon. Penrose gave one of the important concepts of cosmology, which is known as cosmic censorship. According to this hypothesis, singularity is censored by event horizon. Here, time behaves differently at different places. At singularity point, time ceases to exist. At event horizon, time dilation comes into picture. For outside observer, time will also behave differently. So here time dilation occurs at event horizon and singularity, and it behaves differently because of redshift. In 1965 to 70, Penrose and Hawking worked on singularity, stellar singularity, and stellar collapse. There must be singularity of infinite density within black hole, which is censored by event horizon. Nobody can predict inside physics of event horizon, as no observer can go or observe what is happening inside event horizon. But there are some scenarios and theoretical, or I can say hypothetical concept according to which singularity is not hidden but naked, like wormhole scenario that predicts naked singularity, and that can be useful for time travel, at least in principle. Actually, practically it is impossible till today. In 1967, Werner Israel proposed that black hole which is not rotating must be spherical in shape, and that demands on its mass described by 1970s Schwarzschild solution. Those who are interested to see what is Schwarzschild solution of Einstein's field equation can see video on it in my YouTube channel. It is first and foremost solution of Einstein's field equation given by Carl Schwarzschild in 1970s for single pointed star which are having spherical shape. In reality, nobody is perfectly spherical, and that is why we have to study again this physics of black hole, as nobody is spherical. Thereafter, Penrose and other physicists proposed that black hole will behave as ball of fluid which starts in an unspherical state and eventually it will settle down to spherical state after collapse. To save their hypothesis, like cosmic censorship hypothesis, to ignore or to avoid naked singularity, Penrose came up with such idea where black hole initially behaves as ball of fluid. Thereafter, some people came up with the idea that black hole is not stationary, rather it is rotating around its axis. So rotating black hole would have a bulge around at equator, and due to rotation, in 1963, Kerr came up with the idea that black hole is not stationary, rather it is rotating around its own axis. It came up with more general solution of Einstein's field equation than Schwarzschild solution, where in which black hole rotates at a constant rate and their size and shape depending only on their mass and rate of rotation. Initially, people believed that black hole has only one property, that is mass. After this solution, people believed that black hole has two properties, that is mass and spin. Actually, black hole has three properties: mass, spin, and charge. In 1970, Carter, one of the famous theorists or general relativists, proved this concept. Thereafter, in 1971, Hawking proved that stationary rotating black hole would indeed have axis of symmetry, and it is rotating around it. Thereafter, another concept came into existence which is known as no-hair theorem. We can only have knowledge of black hole's mass, spin, and charge. We don't know what is happening inside the black hole as it is censored by event horizon. And it arises one of the unsolved paradox in physics, that is black hole information paradox, which is still unsolved. What is happening inside the black hole? We don't know. Thereafter, in 1963, Smith observed quasi-stellar object or quasars in the direction of source of radio waves inside 3C273. Its redshift was too large to be caused by gravity. Actually, it is because of expansion of universe. So people found quasi-stellar object or quasars by this observation. Thereafter, in 1967, Bell observed regular emission of pulse of radio waves inside LGM 124, and people named it as pulsating star or pulsar, which is actually rotating neutron star and releasing pulsar because of magnetic, releasing pulses because of magnetic field. And thereafter, people started to observe binary system in which any star is rotating around black hole. If any star is rotating around black hole, it means it is rotating around a void, as we cannot observe black hole, as black hole's gravitational pull is so strong that even light cannot escape. So whatever thing which is resided at the center must be black hole in binary system. So people, by the advancement of technology and observation, people observe signals Xi, source of X-rays, which is having mass 6 times than solar mass, and no star has this much mass. It means it is black hole. So people confirmed that this kind of object must be black hole. People also proposed low mass black holes, primordial black holes, supermassive black hole, which is resided at the center of each galaxy. In the previous video, we showed that there are 10 raised to 11 galaxies, and in each galaxy, there is a supermassive black hole at the center of galaxy. So in the present video, we show basic concept of black hole, history of black hole, life cycle of star, various observational consequences in the cosmology, etc. Thanks for listening. If you have any question regarding this concept, according to book, you can ask in the comment section. If you like my video, please share and subscribe my YouTube channel.